glad because I'm the leader. And I can't be like Biden where I hang out in a basement every day. Sure, if I wanted to hang out in a basement, I wouldn't catch it, but I meet a lot of people, and I have to. I'm the president of the country. I can't hang around in a basement. So I figured there would be a chance that I would catch it. Sometimes I'd be in groups of, for instance, Gold Star families. I met with Gold Star families. I didn't want to cancel that. But they all came in, and they all talked about their son and daughter and father, and they all came up to me and they'd tell me a story, Maria. It was really amazing, actually beautiful, but sad. And they'd come up and they'd tell me a story about my son, sir, was in Iraq or he was in Afghanistan. And, sir, he did this and he did that, and then he charged in order to save his friends. And, yes, sir, he was killed, but he saved his friends. He's so brave, sir. And they'd tell me these stories. And I can't say back up, stand 10 feet. I just can't do it. And I went through like 35 people, and everyone had a different story. I could also say don't tell stories. They're telling the story of their son who just died, or daughter, or husband, who just died in a war, or recently died, usually mostly over the last 10, 12 years, but some very recent. And I can't back up, Maria, and say, give me room. I want room. Give me 12 feet. Stay 12 feet away when you talk. They come within an inch of my face sometimes. They want to hug me and they want to kiss me. And they do. And frankly, I'm not telling them to back up. I'm not doing it. But I did say it's like, it's obviously dangerous. It's a dangerous thing, I guess, if you go by the COVID thing. But I figured, look, I look at the numbers. I figured that probably at some point I'd catch it and I'll get better. And that's what happened. I've caught it. I could have been out of the hospital in one day. I had the Regeneron. Now, I don't know what would have happened without the Regeneron. All I know is I had it, and I was better within 24 hours. I felt perfect. I feel perfect now, Maria. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to speak to you.
And you are back.
That was Donald Trump earlier today blaming Gold Star families for him getting COVID-19, for getting the coronavirus. Basically saying that, Joe Biden can hide away in his basement, but I love the troops and I love the Gold Star families. Basically, the families of soldiers that passed away valorously in combat and doing heroic things. I couldn't ignore these glorious families, and they wanted to hug me and shake my hand, and I couldn't say, get back 6, 8, 12 feet. I had to just, honor them and take that risk. And it's really their fault is basically what he's saying. And it's despicable. It's despicable from the president, because here's the deal. Most reasonable people in that context, these Gold Star families, would understand if the president, even if choosing to meet them, would do so in a socially distanced manner. That Trump could meet them from a few feet away. That Trump could have a digital phone call with them. That special times call for special modifications, even when it comes to honoring some important people and their families. Trump is right to meet with these people, and he's right to talk about their experiences. But he also has to recognize that it's unsafe for both him and them and everyone around him and them to do so. And the president has to be a leader. So even if it's true that these people were approaching him, wanting to hug him and shake his hand and take a selfie with him or whatever, Trump should have said, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am. I understand that very much so, but, for health protocols, for the safety of everyone here, I'm going to ask that we not do that. And I hope you don't take offense. That's all Trump or his aides or whoever had to say. And 99% of people would be like, okay, I get that. And frankly, no one would hold it against Trump if the other 1% were being unreasonable. I don't ever defend Donald Trump. But if somebody got mad at Trump because he didn't want to shake their hands or take a hug right now, I would defend Donald Trump because he would be doing the right thing by him and everyone else. Trump got COVID for one reason above all, because Trump, his aides, his campaign, they did politicking irresponsibly. They didn't implement protocols. At the Amy Coney Barrett party, no one was wearing a mask. At Trump rallies, they may hand them out at some of them, but they don't require them being worn. There's no social distancing. At Trump's, nomination acceptance speech at the RNC, everyone was tightly packed in like everything was going as per usual. So on the one hand, it's true. If you're president, you're going to be around people, even during times like this. And so there's always a risk. It's fair. But let's be clear. Donald Trump and those around him have never mitigated the risks for him and especially for the regular people around him. Remember, this is a man that, often said, I try to stay away from people. When I go to my rallies, I try to stay 6 feet away from people because I know it's not safe. But he let his tens of thousands of supporters all over the country, in Tulsa and then everywhere else, pack in like sardines in some cases, knowing it wasn't safe. Because he wanted the photo op. He wanted to feel the vanity of having people come to hear him talk, even though it was unsafe for those people, and even though those people are some of his most loyal, most steadfast supporters. So look at this moment as another character example, or lack of character example, from the president. He has to take responsibility. He is the primary reason why he got COVID. It was him and his campaign failing every step of the way to implement basic health and safety protocols. That's the reason. Don't blame veterans or the families of veterans for your recklessness.